Welcome to the mysterious world of the Enfield Poltergeist case, a captivating chapter in paranormal history that has left both believers and skeptics intrigued for decades. This haunting tale, which unfolded in an ordinary London home in 1977, has become a significant fixture in the realm of the unexplained. From inexplicable moving furniture to eerie levitations and haunting voices, this real-life story has fueled countless debates. It has also served as the inspiration for popular films like The Conjuring 2, thrusting the Enfield Poltergeist into the spotlight and ensuring that its enigmatic legacy continues to captivate audiences around the world. Let's delve into the spine-tingling story behind this paranormal phenomenon. The Enfield Poltergeist case is a famous tale of supernatural occurrences that took place in Enfield, London, in the year 1977. It all began when the Hodgson family, a single mother named Peggy and her 4 children, noticed some very unusual happenings inside their home. At first, the children reported that their furniture was mysteriously moving on its own. But as Peggy witnessed these strange events for herself, she grew increasingly concerned. Things took a terrifying turn when their chest of drawers seemed to shift towards the door as if an unseen force was trying to trap the girls in their room. No matter how hard they tried to push it back, it wouldn't budge, and that's when their world took a strange turn. The haunting soon escalated when something even more bizarre happened. Young Janet and Margaret Hodgson found themselves floating in midair. It wasn't a magic trick, they were defying gravity and leaving everyone in shock. The fear escalated with eerie, otherworldly voices. The voice of Bill Wilkins, a man who had passed away in the house years ago, seemed to return from the beyond and speak through young Janet. His words, often spoken in a deep, raspy tone, left a lasting impression on the family. The Hodgsons would hear strange sounds, raps, bangs, and knocks that couldn't be traced to any source. These eerie noises echoed through the house, sending shivers down the spines of anyone who listened. Cups filled with water by themselves, as if by magic. Everyday objects started acting strangely, turning simple tasks into mysterious, heart-pounding events. This was just the beginning of a series of strange and unsettling occurrences that plagued the Hodgson family for the next 18 months. Furniture was mysteriously overturned, toys were thrown about, strange knocking sounds echoed through the house, mysterious writings appeared on the walls, and even the children were seen levitating. It was a time of fear and confusion that they couldn't explain. Terrified and baffled, the Hodgson family sought help from their neighbors, and the police were called to investigate. What they experienced in that house left them stunned. An armchair moved all on its own, and the police officers hurriedly left the scene. It was clear that something very unusual was happening. In their quest for answers, the family reached out to the media, with the Daily Mirror sending a photographer to document these bizarre happenings. This was a pivotal moment, as the Enfield case became one of the most well-documented paranormal incidents in history. Thanks to the chilling photographs captured during the photographer's visit, the Enfield Poltergeist case became really famous because it got a lot of attention from the media, especially the Daily Mirror newspaper. Strange and spooky things were happening in the Hodgson family's home, and it fascinated people. Even paranormal investigators got interested in it. A photographer named Graham Morris took lots of pictures of what was going on. These pictures were a big deal because they showed the weird things happening in the house. One of the pictures showed Janet, one of the family members, being thrown by the ghost or spirit. This made the case one of the most well-documented ghost stories ever. Janet, the girl in the family, seemed to be connected to a spirit named Bill Wilkins. Bill had died in the house a long time ago, but people believed he was talking through Janet. He said things that only the real Bill would know. This made the whole story even spookier. The Enfield Poltergeist case was like a real-life spooky mystery that lots of people wanted to solve. It happened in the Hodgson family's home, and many experts came to check it out. Let's meet the key players in this eerie story. First, we have the Society for Psychical Research, SPR. They're like the ghost detectives. They sent 2 experts, Maurice Gross and Anita Gregory, to see what was going on. These experts carefully wrote down everything weird that happened and tried to figure out why. Maurice Grosse was like the ghost hunter in this story. He saw all kinds of strange stuff, like objects moving on their own, and even heard the ghostly voice of a guy named Bill Wilkins coming from a young girl named Janet. Then, there are Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are famous for dealing with creepy stuff. They also got involved in the Enfield case. They believed that supernatural forces were behind everything, which caused a lot of talk and debate. Anita Gregory, on the other hand, wasn't so sure about all of this. She had doubts and thought that maybe people were making too big a deal out of it. So, some experts believed it was real, and others thought it might not be as spooky as it seemed. Even the people investigating the case had their suspicions. Some of them thought maybe the stories were exaggerated or made up. They noticed that some weird things didn't happen when they had their cameras rolling, which got them thinking something fishy might be going on. So, even the experts had some doubts. Outside of the investigators, lots of regular folks had their doubts too. They thought maybe it was all a big trick or a way for the Hodgson family to get famous. Some critics believed the family was just making up all the weird happenings. But here's the kicker, some folks accused the Hodgson family of being big-time fakers. They said the kids were seen bending spoons or making loud noises themselves. These accusations didn't just come from people on the outside, some of the investigators themselves started wondering if something was off. The media played a part in this too. When the Daily Mirror sent a photographer, the weird stuff seemed to happen more often, which made some people think that maybe all the fuss from the media encouraged the family to make things up. Sometimes, when the media's around, people can get carried away and exaggerate things for attention. But here's the twist, Janet admitted that she and her siblings sometimes faked some of the spooky things that happened. They did it to see if the investigators were trustworthy. This made some people wonder if the whole thing was a trick. Skeptics thought it was all a hoax, but others still believed that something supernatural was going on. The Enfield Poltergeist story is a real-life spooky mystery that has fascinated people and even inspired some scary movies. One of the most famous films based on it is The Conjuring 2, which tells the creepy tale of the Hodgson family and their encounters with a really mean ghost. This ghost is known as a poltergeist, and it loves to play tricks on people. The Enfield story has also been featured in a TV show called Ghost Watch, where at first, the people on the show didn't believe in ghosts. But as they investigated, they couldn't deny that something strange and supernatural was happening in the Hodgson house. The Enfield Poltergeist case is like a big mystery that still has us scratching our heads. Even though many smart people tried to figure it out, we're still not sure what really happened. It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle missing a crucial piece. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find a clear answer. We might never know the whole story about what happened in that Enfield house, and it keeps on intriguing and confusing both the people who believe in ghosts and those who don't. It's a reminder that some mysteries will always remain unsolved. The Hodgson family's spooky encounters in their Enfield home, like objects floating in the air and strange voices, have left us all with one big question mark. Was it a genuine haunting, a clever hoax, or something beyond our understanding? The truth remains elusive, and the debate lives on. Whether you're a believer in the supernatural or a skeptic seeking rational explanations, we invite you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts and insights about the Enfield Poltergeist case. What do you believe? We want to hear from you. Your engagement is essential to our community. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay in